What's going on, everybody? It is your boy, Coach Jared, and I'm here with another episode. I wanted to apologize about yesterday's episode. I think that was episode 37. The sound was really bad because we had a guest on, and we just wanted to do it live in our Fit After 30 Facebook group and share it with you all listening and watching here on YouTube. We didn't actually upload it to YouTube. We just put it on the podcast page, but we'll have that noted, and we're going to be improving that for next time we do have a guest. And we will have a guest next Wednesday as the company Travel Roller. I'm not sure if y'all have heard of it, but they essentially make amazing products. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm just going to show you what we got and what they give out. So it's essentially a foam roller, and you have massage balls inside. So when you're on the go, you can still have your mobility routine with you without it taking up too much space. You can put your socks in there too to get room for your socks in your suitcase. It's amazing. So check them out, travelrollerbelieve.com. You can also use my new discount code to get 15% off all their products at FIT, F-I-T-T, 15 on all their products. So check that out, and that'll be this Wednesday coming up, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So thanks for tuning in. Let's get right to today's episode. And we're all going to be talking all about how to undo all of the past, inefficiencies, inconsistencies that we've been holding as far as a nutrition goal and a health goal goes. So undoing the weight gain, we're having real talk with your boy and yours truly, Coach Jared. So, welcome to another episode of Lean Athlete Lifestyle Show. Today we're diving deep into a topic that hits home for many of us, especially going through that COVID period where your routine was either derailed or changed a lot, as you probably remember. Okay, so undoing that pesky weight gain or weight loss, depending on where you are at. Now, if you've been, as I like to call it, shitting the bed, for lack of a better term, with your fitness for the past 5 years, don't worry, we've got your back. We're gonna cover all that in today's episode. So let's cut right to it. Let's cut to the crap, for lack of a better term, and no pun intended. So let's get straight to the point. If you spent, let's say, half a decade letting things slide, it's gonna take some effort to get back to where you were before. So they say Rome wasn't built in a day, and well, neither was the body of yours. So keep that in mind. Going into the next part, first things first, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. Okay, so weight gain sucks, right? Let's just face that. It happens for various reasons, but dwelling on it in the past will not help you, okay? Unless you get a time machine, and if you do, let's get there, okay? Tell me who invented it, and then we can go back together and undo some stuff that way. But until then, we're gonna talk about some actual practices you can take to it to undo that 5-year period. All right, maybe it's less for you, right? Maybe it's more. We'll talk about the math here in just a little bit and how you might set realistic goals when it comes to weight loss after a while. And weight gain sucks. Like, no one wants to be overweight. If you are training for something or bulking, it might be a controlled part, but if it's not controlled, it's not measured out, it's not for any reason other than just living, then yes, it probably isn't the most exciting thing to have happen. Happens for various reasons. Again, dwelling in the past will not help. We're here to talk about the road ahead and look down that. So we've got a golden rule for you. So if it took you 5 years to get to where you are now, let's say, for example, give yourself about 25% of that time to undo the damage. Simple math, right? So 5 years we're talking, it might take you about a year and 3 months to undo all of that. If it was 10 years, right, it might take you 2.5 years. See what I'm doing here? If you were kind of like, not worrying about nutrient-dense foods, if you weren't moving as often as you normally would like to for about a year, it'd take about 3 months to undo all the yearly work that you undid. Making sense so far? So talking more about that, it's a tough and frustrating journey for many of us that have experienced it, weight gain, weight loss, in the way which we don't want it to happen. Like we talked about that golden rule for sure. So this approach emphasizes patience and sustainability for progress. Remember, it's not about quick fixes, but about making lasting positive changes in your life. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm not here to sugarcoat things, and you probably have guessed that already, that I try not to do that so much, but I do it with empathy and compassion. That's how I work. That's how I like to come across, and that's how I like to educate my clients and you all. So you can't fix what you don't acknowledge. So we're really going to take a hard look at your habits, your nutrition, your workouts. No more excuses. This is the no BS zone. Okay? So I'm going to be straight with you all. This journey won't be a walk in the park. It is tough, or it can be tough. But here's the real talk. Nothing worth having will come easy, right? And if you are the 80, 90, 99% of people who will actually do the work and actually stay disciplined when things get really, really hard, you're gonna reap the benefits. A lot of us give up way too easy. Things get tough. Things get difficult. It's game over for us. It's not gonna get you very far. Okay, let's be real. We have to look at this realistically. So instead of shying away from the challenge, let's embrace it. So picture this. You got your protein shake in hand, laces tightened, ready to tackle whatever comes your way. This isn't just about physical strength, but it's about mental grit as well. Remember, each drop of sweat is one step closer to your goals. Sometimes it doesn't even take sweat to get to your goals. Sometimes it just takes good nutrition. It takes a nice walk in the park, right? You don't have to sweat out everything out, but you know what I mean. It's just doing the work, blood, sweat, and tears, metaphorically, okay? So the journey might be tough, but so are you. Let's get after it and make those goals a reality, okay? All right, moving on to step number 1. We're gonna assess the damage. So you can't fix what you don't acknowledge. Take a hard look at your habits, your workouts, no more excuses, no BS zone. Step number 2, set realistic goals. So none of that 20-pound loss per week. You can do that, maybe, depending where you're at for your weight. But will it be smart? Probably not. Will it be a sustainably healthy way? Probably not. Will it come back? Probably. Anyways, enough of that. We're talking about sustainable changes here. Small victories lead to big ones, my friends. So it's kind of like the delayed gratification along the way. So let's just take a look at acknowledging where things are, okay? It's like trying to repair a leaky roof without identifying where the leaks are. So grab your metaphoric flashlight and let's shine on your habits, your nutrition, and your workouts. This is not about judgment, it's about understanding where you're at so we can make a plot course where you want to be. Take a hard look at all of your choices, the good, the bad, and the ugly over the past 1 to 5 to 10 years, whatever it might be. So it might be uncomfortable to really get accurate with what is going wrong, but growth happens outside your comfort zone, right? Growth happens when you're outside your comfort zone, okay? Not much changes when you're in your comfort zone. I mean, if you're happy and content with everything going on all the time, then yeah, you can be comfortable. And you can always work towards comfort. But changes will not occur in that zone. Just keep that in mind. So this is just the starting line, really. And from here, we'll build a plan to move forward. No sugarcoating, just real talk. Okay, so you ready for the challenge? Let's do this. So we're gonna be ditching the 20 pounds per week nonsense. We're in it for the long haul. So here's the deal about the small wins, small victories lead to big wins, not about overnight transformations. You hear about the overnight success stories? Those are freaking rare. I used to look at it like that. It's like, one day, blah, blah, I'm gonna get lucky. And then that just allows you to take the foot off the gas pedal when things are going well. And you can just kind of sit back. It's not exactly the way I look at things now, but definitely before I did. Maybe you're in the same boat now, or you have been. It's about creating healthy habits that stick. So grab a pen and paper, write it all down, outline goals that challenge you, but are also achievable. Again, we're talking about this, again, going back to the realistic point. Let's say it's a year that things didn't go well for you, weight gain, weight loss in a way where you didn't want it. 3 months would be the repair process or the revamp process to get there. That's a good way to keep that realistic with the goals. Maybe it's about committing an extra workout a week or gradually adjusting your nutrition by setting realistic milestones. You're creating a roadmap for success. Now, with all the clients we work with, we tend to like to set up a basis, of 5 pounds of a target to hit. Of course, we have our overarching goal. We can't look that far ahead. I mean, we can initially, but on a day-to-day basis, it's a bad idea to look at that. It's like looking at the stock market every single day and hoping that it gets better. That takes time. right? And then weight loss or fitness is always going to be up and down. We'll talk more about that later in this podcast too. So keep that in mind. Again, celebrate those small wins along the way. I had one client who they saw marginal results. Their weight was going in the right direction. They noticed that their photos were looking better, and they celebrated those, which I really do commend. However, it did lead them going back up again. So we don't want that. Okay? So they're the stepping stones to larger goals. Basically just, ask yourself, what is your game plan? Let's make some realistic goals and make them into a reality. Okay. We're going to talk about step number 3, revamp your nutrition. So I'm not going to tell you to give up your guilty pleasures. I do that all the time as well. We're all adults here, but it's time to add in the good stuff as opposed to taking away the deliciousness. Okay? More greens, lean proteins, you know the drill. Okay? So picture this as like a remix for your favorite nutrition playlist. More greens, more lean proteins, and the whole nutrition shebang. Okay? You know the drill. We're not reinventing the wheel here. We're definitely not wanting to deprive ourselves of our favorite stuff, but elevate ourselves. Elevate your nutrition game, and you'll feel the difference virtually every single time. Fuel your body with the good stuff and watch it respond with energy and vitality. So what's your go-to green? Spinach, kale, or maybe you're in the broccoli game, right? You never know. Let's make those food choices work for you. Your body will thank you. Step number 4, we're gonna be moving. So we're gonna get moving here. We're gonna dust off that workout app, lace up those sneakers and get moving, because consistency is key. Do not overcomplicate it, just freaking start. Let's kick things into high gear. Remember, consistency is the name of the game. It'll always take you where you want to be and where you should go. Now, we're not reinventing the wheel here. Don't overcomplicate it, just start. It's not about perfection, it's about progress, okay? So find a workout routine that suits you, whether it's like a brisk walk, home workout, maybe it's just hitting the gym. The key is to get your body in motion. Just go. Do something that you feel you'd enjoy or feel good afterwards. It doesn't have to be crazy, balls to the wall exercise. Doesn't. You can save those for maybe once a week to once every 2 weeks or less, but just staying consistent and just finding something. It's the same thing with me in business. It's almost like if I were to overthink everything and need everything to be perfect with what I'm presenting to you all, I would have never started. And then look at all the people that we've helped as a result of me looking beyond perfection. And you can be in that same scenario yourself. How many people are you going to have a ripple effect for if you start today? What if you held back? How many people would you, A, be letting down, and B, not being able to give from yourself, being so taken over by everything? Be miserable, right? For me, I'd be stuck in a job where I don't have my own schedule. I can't help people I want to help, right? I can't make a bigger impact. The ceiling is too low for me if I work somewhere else, usually. So that's one of the big things I want to talk about there. So we're building habits that last. And the magic happens when you make movement a part of your daily routine. Every single day if you can, whatever it means. Doesn't have to be crazy, does not. So what's your preferred way to break the sweat or to get the heart rate elevated slightly? Drop a comment below and let's share some workout inspiration. All right, so it's time to show up for yourself. So that was number 4. Then we're talking about the next kicker, everyone, okay? And it's accountability. So you got to stay on track, and that's where the weekly check-ins come in from yours truly and a few coaches in the future that we'll be hiring. We're in this together, remember? All right, so you've got goals, right? We want to revamp that nutrition, and we got moving. We've done all those things. That's where our weekly check-ins come into play. We're in this together, remember? So picture like having a workout buddy, but in this case, it's yours truly keeping you on the straight and narrow. That's that way, always forward. Those weekly check-ins aren't just a formality, they're a chance to celebrate your victories and to work on what we want to improve on next time. Going to the gym is about working on your weaknesses, and this is one of those ways where we can work on those weaknesses along with getting yourself into that routine, creating that habit. If you don't have an accountability partner, sometimes it makes it that much harder. I want to make this as easy, as simplistic, as streamlined for you as possible. Okay, without a doubt. There are a chance to celebrate small victories, like I said. Troubleshoot challenges, right? Because I've seen hundreds of different clients before. They, for the most part, have similar challenges and obstacles as you do. Everyone's different, but I've seen lots and lots and lots. It's great to get a second opinion and have two brains working at one to get this going. And you also want to keep the momentum going once things go well. And again, that one call I had where that client, saw some noticeable changes and then they wanted to celebrate a bit too much. There is too much celebration. As much as I love that. When I was doing really, really well in business, in my company, helping a lot of people, I did celebrate it by going to a really nice hotel, going to a nice spa and relaxing there. And it was quite pricey. But it reinforced the fact that what I'm doing is good, is positive, and that I want to achieve this again so I can do more things like this and help more people out and make a bigger fucking difference. That's the biggest thing here, okay? So we're not just chasing goals, we are destroying them, crushing them, right, in a good way. And guess what? You're not alone in this journey. So mark those check-ins on your calendar with us, and let's keep the progress rolling, okay? Accountability breeds a success. We've got a goal, and we're gonna reach it together, you and I. Let's stay on track and let's do this. Okay, so last thing I want to chat about here is the spirit of transparency. I've been there, I get it. Life happens and so does weight gain. And I definitely have seen weight gain before along with weight loss in ways in which I didn't really control it too much. The beauty lies in the comeback. So it's not always a straight road. It's always filled with twists and turns and unexpected detours. Now, as I was talking about when it comes to stocks, the stock market, if you ever looked at that before, very similar to your weight loss or weight gain progress, right? You'll see peaks and valleys. It's never linear. Never, never, never. If it was, I don't know if you all need me. But in the grand scheme of it all, those peaks and valleys get lower or higher depending on what your goal is. So if you do see a little bit of a spike up, it is not going to stay that way. Then the peak is going to be a lot lower. There's beauty in all of this, really. The comeback. It's not about avoiding setbacks. It's about rising stronger each time life throws you a curveball, right? Getting that strength through those obstacles, through that adversity. Weight gain does not define you. Your resilience and commitment does. Okay, I want you to remember that. Think of it as like a phoenix rising from the ashes, right? It's beautiful. Every setback is set up for a comeback. So if you've hit a bump in the road, know that you're not alone. We're in this together, and together we'll make that comeback really remarkable. So life might and probably will, a good percentage of times, throw challenges at you. But you, my friend, are capable of incredible comebacks. Let's turn those setbacks into setups for success. Setbacks into setups for success. Are you ready for your epic comeback? Let's make it happen. Awesome. So that wraps up today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Of course, today's is hopefully a lot more clear as far as the audio goes. And if you have any questions on anything we talked about here today, please feel free to reach out. Drop a comment below here watching on YouTube. Leave a review. I believe you can rate the Spotify podcast as well. So be sure to do that. And remember how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up from those punches and how you fall. So lace up those shoes and let's kick some ass. Seriously. So until next time, Coach Jared signing off. Stay lean, stay mean, and keep chasing those gains. If you want more and you want more of a personal touch and a personal approach, feel free to join our Fit After 30 Facebook group. We have a 3-week nutrition course in there, along with daily recipes and facts of the day. And every Wednesday we'll have a live training for you, okay? This is all free. So check that out. If you don't have Facebook, check me out on Instagram at Fitnatics. Send me an email to inquire, jaredswidey@gmail.com. And look forward to hearing about all of your success stories coming forward. And don't forget, let's say you've been, hitting the chips, hitting the cake over and over again for 2 years. It might take you around 6 months time to get back to where you were 2 years ago. Okay? Simple math. Everyone's different. that's just a good general rule I like to use for everything there. So until next time, a salut, and we'll see you on, I guess tomorrow's episode 39, making our way through here, almost 40% through these 100 days. And yes, we are doing 100 podcasts in 100 days. We'll see what happens afterwards. But ciao for now. Thanks for tuning in.